So how do you guys still, tell customers that, maybe want to buy your actual controller? How much do you sell that for? How much is the actual?
$349.
So $349. So how do you kind of sell that versus this when this is a free download? If someone, already has an iPad or is thinking about getting one, because certainly,
Right.
the iPad, the cheapest version is $500, so it's, $150 more than what you would sell the remote for, but obviously the iPad can do quite a bit more things than the remote can, which is just tailored for the Sonos experience. But so what's the value proposition?
What's the value proposition? So the value to the CR200, and I have one over there, it's not charged up, is that it is a dedicated controller. It's instantly on. The minute you touch it or pick it up, it turns on and it's ready to control your Sonos multi-room music system. So it provides much faster access. What we found is that people have the Sonos controller on their iPhone and soon on their iPad. It might not be as convenient because their spouses might have walked off and left the room with one of the devices. The Sonos controller, it's dedicated and it's always there and it's instantly on. And we found that really resonates with our customers.
Do you have any idea what percentage of people are using the iPhone to control the boxes with?
Out of our total customer
Yeah.
base, I do, but I can't share that information with you.
Okay. Is it fair to say that it's a pretty significant percentage of people?
Yeah, we have a lot of customers that are using the iPhone to control their system, but what we're seeing is there is a really good blend of people using both the CR200 and the iPhone controller, as well as the desktop controllers for the Mac and the PC.
Right.
So we find lots of different people have lots of different ways that they like to use it. If you're in your office, your home office, sometimes the desktop controller is easy because it's right there.
Right.
If you've got family and people are sharing the controllers, the iPhone is great, or the CR200. We expect the Sonos controller for the iPad is going to be much more of a social experience in the home, because you can sit around the table and everybody can kind of play DJ. Right? The iPhone is great. You can pass it around and everybody can still control the Sonos experience. But the iPad, because it's so much bigger, there's just a lot more that you can do. It's a much more kind of interactive experience. So we think it's going to be great for parties and those times when you have lots of people over and everybody wants to play DJ.
Gotcha. And in terms of your overall ideas for the space, then, are you guys going to try and get this just on as many different devices as possible? Make players for Android and things like that, or are you still really committed to doing your own remotes that you guys sell?
Well, we're very committed to doing our own remote, and we're also very committed to working on platforms that have target customers that are a good match for the Sonos demographic. Apple customers are just a great fit for us. They're typically music lovers. Demographically, they're a great fit. We are looking at other platforms, and if there's a good match, then we will definitely consider it.
Great. Have you guys looked at the iPhone 4 at all? I don't know if there's anything specifically. I'm trying to think.
We have,
anything specifically you can do. Obviously, there's a fast fast app switching, which would be pretty nice to use.
Multitasking, persistent Wi-Fi is something that might be helpful with the Sonos controller app. Our QA team has definitely been testing the developer build of the new OS, and I certainly will be getting my new phone when I get back to the office, and we'll be checking it out. The current Sonos controller for the iPhone will work on the OS 4, but then we'll look at if there's anything that we can do to take advantage of multitasking and persistent Wi-Fi that might make the Sonos controller an even better experience than it is today.
Great. Okay, so you said this is pre-beta. You want to hopefully submit it to Apple by August?
Mid-August is what we're looking at. We'll start beta testing in July. Okay. And working through, putting some polish on the app, and then, submitting to Apple mid-August.
Great. Well, thanks a lot for showing it off.
Thanks for taking the time to take a look.